It's finally the chat time for Fun Size Book Club for December of 2022. I know I bled over into January, but whatever, it's not a big deal. Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and for December of 2022's book club, we read Anastasia by Sophie Lark. Okay. I'm going to start out being completely honest with you guys in this review/book club discussion. I DNF'd this book. I tried so hard to read and finish this book for book club discussion. But when you get almost 300 pages into a book and you just don't care about it, I give y'all permission to DNF, just like I gave myself permission to DNF. I tried. I really did. I wanted to like this book so badly. I just didn't. I couldn't find myself caring about the characters. And I think I have reasons for that. So before I go into the whole discussion, as is the case with all of my reviews, I will give a star rating and a spice rating. I DNF'd this book, so it's safe to say that it gets a 1 star from me. I did not like it. I did not like it enough to finish it and mark it as complete. So it gets a 1. I did not get to a point where there was any spice in this book at all. So I do not know if there is spice later on in this book. I cannot accurately give it a spice rating. So I'm going to say incomplete because I DNF'd it. And I did not DNF it like I have in other books because of too much or uncomfortable amount of spice. There was nothing that I saw. Now, why didn't I like this book? I think the main reason why I didn't connect with this book is because I went into it thinking this was going to be an enemies to lovers romance. And I never really got to that point. I think it eventually gets there. I started reading it and I was not expecting the childhood and young teenager phases of the story to be as long as they were. And I just didn't like that. I was expecting an adult, because she says this is for adults, fantasy book with lots of magic, which there was some, and that enemies to lovers, angsty, steamy, spicy romance. And I never got that. And if I can read almost 300 pages of a book and not get to what I was promised as a reader, it's way too much for me. I cannot connect to it at that point because I didn't even really get to a point where I was interested in the plot. I was still just in there's not really a plot. There's just a bunch of situations and stories. And I think over descriptiveness of people or things that were going on or they were seeing or clothing or whatever. It wasn't enough for me. I felt really bad feeling that way because I never try to read a book to not like it. Like, that's just not me. I don't hate read. Some people do, and some people like doing that, and that's fine. That's just not me. When Sophie said that she felt that this was the best book that she had ever written, I was all in. I wanted to know. I wanted to be proud and excited of her work with her. And I just never got to a point where I connected with it. I saw a lot of great reviews for it, but I just couldn't get to the promise. I couldn't get to the promise of the romance and the promise of the enemies to lovers and the promise of the magic and the excitement because of all the other fluff that she had for way too much of the story in the beginning. And I hate feeling like sometimes indie authors end up having really long books with parts that aren't relevant to the story because Kindle Unlimited pays per page. I hate making that assumption. I don't even want to call it assumption, but I hate feeling like that was done. I don't want to feel like that was done. With so much of this book not just being the story, part of me wonders if that was the reason. I don't know. I hope not. I really, truly hope not. I can't help but wonder that. And that's part of the reason why I put out the poll on my community page, was because I felt so bad that I didn't finish this book. I really kind of wanted to know where all of you guys were. And I wanted to make it clear that it was okay if you didn't finish this book, because I didn't either. But I didn't want to spoil book club, and I wanted you guys to still like come and participate and talk about it if you guys wanted to. I didn't want anybody to feel like they had to keep reading just because it was for book club. So that's why I had asked. I do want to know though, those of you who finished it, those of you who liked it, please tell me good things about the book. I really want to know what you liked about it. I really want to know all of that. That will make me feel better, I think, about choosing a book that I didn't finish and didn't like, just knowing that some of you guys liked it. I will say the artwork in the book was absolutely amazing. I think it was so intricate and detailed, and the colors were so beautiful that was an element of the book I wasn't expecting. And I think the other element that I wasn't expecting before I picked it for book club was that it was over 800 pages. And I'm sorry for doing that. I have learned from that mistake, and I will not do that for subsequent book clubs. I will check the page number before I choose a book for book club, because that was just way too long, way too much expectation, especially at the end of the year. Don't worry, I will not do that again. I'm sad that we ended Fun Size Book Club in 2022 on a downer note for me, but I really hope it wasn't a downer note for at least some of you. If some of you felt the same way as me, I understand, but I do hope that some of you liked it, because like I said, I always go into a book hoping to like it. Thanks for reading with me this month. Hopefully we like January, or I like January better than we liked December. I'm really looking forward to an amazing 2023 of Fun Size Book Club, and stay tuned for the January pick, which you will be redirected to right after this. Don't forget, you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at The Fun Size Reader. See you guys next time.